What's going on, everybody? We are back, episode 7.
Let's go.
I said 7 and then looked up and almost stuttered. We're back. Strictly Apple Talk.
What up?
My name's Alex,
I'm Landon.
I'm Jonathan.
and we're here to talk about everything Apple and everything in between. We hope everybody's week is off to a great start.
Absolutely. We are in the holiday season. We're here.
Yes, we are.
You can't push it away anymore.
Black Friday season. Hey, Landon,
Absolutely.
speaking of Black Friday season, why don't you tell us what's going on with Strictly Apple for Black Friday season?
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, we sell, repair, and purchase devices from customers all over the U.S. and Canada. This year specifically, we got a whole bunch of deals going on online. Several thousand devices available online that you can purchase, get shipped straight to your front door. 1-year guarantee, and yeah, good deals all the way around. Everything's been price dropped overall. iPhones, MacBooks, iPads, AirPods. The best deals that you'll find on our website are under the Black Friday deals section, which is really, really good devices. Good device. Good devices for good prices. All come with a 1-year warranty, and you get shipped straight to your front door.
If you could, just spitballing off the top of your head, I'm sure you know all of them, but give us an example of a good deal you have going on.
Some of the good deals that we have going on, whether it's all of our iPhones are priced under what retail would normally put them at, but specifically, we have some iPad Pros that are under $200 right now. Now, they're not the newest ones out, obviously, but you're talking an iPad Pro that is up to date. We have some 9.7. We have some 12.9-inch, different ones. iPad Pros under $200. A ton of different iPads under $200. And we also have some newer MacBooks that are going to be, $500 or $600. Really good deals on devices on there. So I would check it out. Great Christmas items to get, even if we have some deals, whether it's a charging bundle that you can buy for $20 or, iPads or AirPods. Tons of AirPods available. Really good deals on our AirPods right now. All of our AirPods that we sell are going to be open box condition, which means that they are brand new out of the box. So they don't have a box, but they're brand new AirPods. So they still have a 1-year warranty with Apple. I always push people towards our AirPods because they are significantly cheaper than retail, and they are still brand new.
Right on. Well, I was just thinking about while you were talking about all that, not to get off topic of what we were going to talk about already.
Yeah.
But the iPad Pro. Okay, so I have an iPad Pro. It was the second one that I've had. I had the first gen. I'm not really sure. I don't remember. Maybe I have the...
You had the third gen, 12.9-inch.
Yeah.
You cracked the screen, by the way. Or maybe you bought it with a cracked screen.
I bought it with a cracked screen.
Because I remember it was like a...
It was a super good deal.
Yeah, super good deal. It was like this, and I still have the iPad, by the way.
Yeah, and the screen costs more than my child.
Yes.
So I decided to suck it up because my kids are going to break the screen anyway.
Yep.
But for those who don't know, I guess if you're listening to this, you're probably an Apple lover to begin with. But I actually I was letting somebody edit on my MacBook, and I had my my iPad Pro, and where I sit at my home office, I have two screens up above, two 27-inch curved monitors. That's not a bragging, right? That's just a good deal on Black
good
Friday.
setup.
Yep. But I plugged in, because it's USB-C, I plugged in my dock to it. Boom. I was able to use it just like it was my computer.
Just normal.
I extended my screen. I had everything from Ethernet right there to the SD card. A lot of people would say that, just having an iPad Pro is just as good as having, an iPad Air, a Mac. It just depends on your setup.
Absolutely.
Right. Now what I do a lot of like picture editing on the iPad Pro, because I'm able to use the Apple Pencil, and kind of erase stuff, do a little bit more fine tuning. For those looking for Christmas deals, and they don't know what to get, so say their mom or their dad, they really don't do a lot of computing. They don't want to sit there. They like to sit in their couch, watch their shows, but they also want to have a computer where they can plug something in, to their camera. We got a lot of mom togs out there, a lot of mom photographers who like to, plug the camera in. What would you say is the difference between, having an iPad Air, versus an iPad Pro?
So an iPad Air versus iPad Pro?
And who would suit what?
Man, if you are editing photos or doing any type of
I'm talking about like for the Christmas season too. We're thinking about what not to get mom, or what not to get the kids.
don't overspend. If it's my parents, they have Gens.
Yep.
They have the Gen iPad. So it's the one of the lower end iPads that you can get. That's what they have for their device. They don't need anything more. They're just on Facebook, they're on their email. Now if you have parents that want to edit photos or even take pictures with their iPad, which a lot of people do, then you're going to have to bump up to the Pro because it has that better camera, the LiDAR sensor in it, and things of that nature as well.
Do you? What's the difference between who iPad Pro is good for who versus iPad?
I would say
I've been thinking
about
like updating my son's 9.7, I think is 6th gen iPad, and going Pro. But I'm like, does he really need all that?
No. He doesn't. He needs a.
Why would somebody need a Pro?
I don't even think the majority of Pro users need a Pro. They do it because of the size.
Yeah, and that's why I love. Yeah,
and that's why Apple came out with the 13-inch iPad Air.
Yep.
Just within the past couple months, right? They came out with that because they realized that their consumer bases wanted the larger iPad because of the screen size. So they came out with the Air.
Yep.
And that Air has been selling off the charts. It's like one of the best-selling iPads because it takes a place. First of all, it's $400 cheaper. It doesn't have the double camera like you would want, but it does everything. It gets the bigger screen, and that's why people buy the iPad Pro 12.9 is for the bigger screen. It's the best-selling, and it's like one of the best-selling iPads there are the 12.9.
Do you think they're going to go out with, or they're going to come out with a cheaper iPad version? And the reason I ask is because a lot of the speculations between the iPhone 17, I've been reading a lot of rumors on different websites and on Reddit, of course. Never trust anything you hear on Reddit or see on Reddit or read on Reddit for that matter. Talking about the iPhone 17 Air or the lighter version.
Yep.
And getting rid of the Pro Max, whatever.
Yeah. Which is what they have. That's a 17 and 17 Plus.
Do you think? Here's my thought around this. Okay, so they came out with the Vision Pro, right?
Yep.
And they're like, crap. Maybe the rest of the world isn't as rich as we thought.
Yeah.
Right. So they came out with the Mac Mini. That was super
People
cheap.
are going crazy about the Mac Mini.
iPhone SE.
I think they need to come out with the iPad SE.
Yeah.
A $200.
I mean, like
iPad.
so the Apple Watch. That's what I'm saying. It's like the Apple Watch. They have an SE. There's a cheaper version. I don't know if they're trying to hit different demographics. You know what I mean?
I think they're testing the waters. The SE is still. I mean, they just came out with the 3rd gen SE. I mean, is it 2022, 2023
for the watch?
No, the 2nd gen SE watch. It's been a couple years since they released a new one of those. But it's there's two. There's SE1, there's SE2. They're both good watches. They don't have all the same features that the iPad, or not the iPad, like the Apple Watch series, one of the series has. But they are, for $299, you can get the largest size SE2 with cellular, and they start at like $249, brand new.
Do you think? Okay, so
and we have those for $169. Just to put a little plug in there.
Just thinking about it a little bit deeper, thinking about it in a different tone. Because they're doing that with the iPhone SE, the Apple Watch SE, going down to the Air version of the phone. Okay, you're reaching a broader demographic.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe people that can't afford it to begin with. Do you think that makes Apple brand cheaper? Do you think?
I think
they sacrifice that name.
And we talked a lot about price point in the last podcast that we did. I don't know if it sacrifices the quality. It definitely doesn't sacrifice the quality. I think they're just trying to reach everybody. They want everybody to be able to have Apple in their hand.
Yeah,
that's the idea with that. Because
but do you sacrifice, the pride of Apple? Do you sacrifice,
that's a personal
the rep of the name?
I think that's a personal decision when somebody goes to buy the device. Like if you have an Apple on the back of your phone, it is what it is. Like you have an iPhone. But if you were to have an iPad that is a $300 iPad, like right now Apple's selling the 10th gen for I think like $399 or something like that. The base model 10th gen for $399. Now, that being said, what if they came out with a $299 iPad? Or the 9th gen initially was $329 when it came out.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty inexpensive iPad, I would say, for iPads. Yeah. It's the cheapest iPad you can buy. I think they could do a cheaper mini, but then you sacrifice the screen quality because on a screen quality on a iPad mini, it's practically just a small version of the iPad Air. Yeah. It has a better quality screen, the mini does, than the Gen. Minis are base price, cost more than a Gen. So really, a lot of times you think it's mini, then Gen, then Air. No, it's actually Gen, then Mini, then Air, then Pro.
Yeah. And I feel like you can do a lot more with the Mini now too, being USB-C.
Absolutely.
Question for you. This one's actually for Jonathan. Do you feel like, because we're talking about cheaper, and when I think of cheaper, I think of me in a past life student just being broke all the time. It's the best time of your life, but you're the brokest time of your life.
Very true.
We're all there. Do you feel like, do you see a lot of like iPads with your friends or with their like at school or at home? Or do you think that's a our generation thing where
this is actually the first year I've seen kids use iPads with Apple Pencils more than computers.
Really?
I can name 2 or 3 kids right now.
That's a great thing that you just said there, because I feel like as well that we've had more parents say, hey, my kid needs an iPad for school, versus previously it was like a Chromebook or like something of that nature. Like everybody's changing to iPad, and even obviously colleges do the same exact thing. I think they're getting them ready so that when they go to college, it's like not from Chromebook to iPad, it's just straight up.
Why do we think that is? Do we think it's portability? Do we think the App Store?
Yes.
Portability?
And yes.
Yeah.
Speed, portability.
Because the Chromebooks used to be tiny.
And they still are. And they're unbelievably slow.
And the kids break them constantly.
And the thing with, I bet kids break iPads as well. Obviously, I know they do because we work on them. But I think that, whenever you break it, if you replace a battery in a Chromebook, it costs the same price to just get a new Chromebook. Like,
you know what?
It's annoying.
Thinking about that too, it would be. I always think about my kids' handwriting. My kids can type well. Handwriting sucks, right? I mean, mine does too, but I know how to write cursive. I know how to write.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They teach cursive?
We've dabbled a little bit this year.
Dabble a little bit in cursive.
Not crazy.
Did you when you were in like kindergarten, first
Negative.
grade, when you were writing? Really?
If I want to encode something, or like we read a letter from like my mom, Liam's like,
cursive.
I can't read it, and I'm just
I can read it pretty good. I just can't write it.
Yeah.
I've worked on my signature before. Like I can write my Jonathan
like
pretty
Spanish.
good.
I can read Spanish. I'm not going to write it back to you. You know what I mean?
No, I can read it, but I don't know what it says.
It's phonetic, yeah. Yeah, so that's interesting, the going to iPads. And I didn't know if that was because, the App Store has become a little bit more robust. As far as, I know we talked about this in the last episode about, open source. Schools are able to lock down, tell them which apps they're able to use. They're able to track them. I don't think they could do that with Chromebooks necessarily.
No,
before.
I think the Apple, the user interface for Apple, that like for the principals and for the staff at the school, they can lock that stuff down, but then it is like a school's device. And that's why schools have been buying so many iPads. But I don't know where they draw the line within, or where the school buys the iPads versus when the parents buy the iPad.
Yeah.
Because how do you lock down an iPad that's not yours?
Correct. And I've actually took a quiz today that because I have my MacBook that you guys gave me, I have to go get a Chromebook from my school because you have to take the test on like a locked mode. Only you can take it on the Chromebook.
Only on the Chromebook.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You can't take it on my MacBook.
So they do have a locking system then for the Chromebook.
Yeah.
There's always a way to bypass that.
Yeah. There has to be.
It's open source, right? It's Android.
Yes.
It's Chrome.
It's junk.
It's junk.
It's
yes,
junk.
yes,
It
it's
is.
junk.
At the end of the
It's
day.
plain and simple, yeah.
So back to that, all the way back around. iPad Pro versus iPad. Which one to get? Your kids. Who necessarily needs it? The price point. Is there a huge price point jump? Say with the new Airs versus new Pros.
The new Airs versus the new Pros, it's like a $400 price from the 13-inch Air to like the 13-inch Pro.
Okay.
But then also, Apple now has in the Pros like the Nano texture, which you can only get if you buy a $2,000 iPad, by the way.
Right.
Like you have to spend $1,900, 1 terabyte, 12.9 inch to get to that point. So that being said, there's a difference, but it's not a huge difference. If you want a screen and a more affordable iPad, 100% go Air. If you don't even care about the camera and you're okay with an 11-inch, go for the 10.9-inch Gen.
Yeah.
Right? If you just want an iPad, A to B type thing, go with the Gen. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, if you care about the size, you got to go with the 13-inch Air. If you care about the functionality and what it works with, then you have to go for the 13-inch Pro.
Yeah. I also say, too, going from place to place, I don't use it as often, but I have quite a few times, like when I'm presenting something, or if I just need that extra space, using Sidecar, using my iPad Pro as a second screen for my Mac.
Yep.
I've
I've never actually done that, but I've seen it.
Yeah, it's super easy, just connecting up top, and literally use as a second screen or duplicate the screen. I could literally be showing you something, presenting it, turn around, and it'll be the same screen.
I will say that I don't use my iPad at all. It's actually I still use the one that the one that you gave back or traded back in or whatever with the cracked screen. Still has a cracked screen. I use that for any trips that I go on. That's the only time that I ever charge it and download movies for like flights.
80% of my stuff, it's for movies.
Yeah.
And bedtime.
I have the iPad, I think it's probably sitting on the couch or something right now, but I haven't used it in a month.
Yeah.
Like I don't genuinely use it at all. I like a keyboard on the MacBook. I genuinely like the keys. I know the keyboard on the iPad is very, very nice for what it is, but I don't think it's the same. Now, I do think that the new 7th gen iPad Pro keyboard they just came out with is getting closer to the feel of a MacBook keyboard.
Is it like?
But it's $350 for an accessory, which is a keyboard. So it's not just a $1,200 iPad. It's a $350 iPad or $350 case. So now we're at $1,550 plus a $130 pencil. If you want to go get a base model iPad right now with a keyboard and a pencil, you are at iPad Pro 13-inch, right? You are looking at the $1,700 with like before tax.
Yeah.
And that's now you can get the same iPad for, $1,100 just flat out, but you don't have, that's not a case, not a screen protector, not anything at all. So, yeah, it just is what it is.
Let's go on predictions here. And I feel like I'm really horrible at these because I'm way outdated. I keep on thinking back to the last episode when you said 100 years. I can't get over that whole fact. But next big step as far as size for iPads. What do you think?
I don't think I think
the big revolutionary thing, because they've been staying around 12.
Dude, 13 inches is huge.
Yeah.
How are you going to go any larger than that, honestly? That is a big iPad.
Yeah. And I like it because it's that big, but if it gets any bigger, I feel like I should just have my computer on my lap.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I think they have the 13-inch size nailed down. I don't mind the 11-inch size either. I think the 11-inch size it almost feels like a normal book.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but I constantly want to get an 11-inch iPad, but I never get the 11-inch iPad. Like I could go get one right now, but I don't know. I might take one this weekend and see how I like it.
Another curiosity piece I was thinking about yesterday was Time Capsule and the Airport Extreme. When do you know when those stopped?
I would say the Time Capsule, I believe I would like to say in like 2014. I want to say that. I know people loved the Time Capsule.
I like the idea of it.
I think it's great. So just to let you know what a time capsule is it's this slender white cylinder.
Yep.
And you could connect a external hard drive to it.
Yep.
And this was before iCloud type of thing. You still have iCloud, but it allowed you to be within Wi-Fi range. If you're at home, your iPhone automatically backs up. But not just your iPhone. You can do all your devices, and they automatically back up to a hard drive. People still love this device. I've had people call and ask, hey, do you have a time capsule? Do you have a time capsule? I've seen them at the thrift store for 50 cents, which is crazy to think about. But I personally used to have one. I loved it. iCloud took the place of that. And then, online took the place of all that. But if you wanted a physical drive with all your data on it, the time capsule was the absolute top-notch thing to do. Backed up every single night. You had a physical hard drive copy. I would say, when did they stop?
5 years ago it was discontinued. We'll
5
be
years.
6 now. Yeah.
Okay, so I was about 5 years off.
Yeah.
I thought 2014. Now they discontinued it, meaning they stopped making it. Does it say anything about that? Okay, that's interesting. So they have 2019, 2018 time capsules they made.
Yeah, you can use any standard. I like the fact that because I constantly have to go in every day, plug into a hard drive, you know, and kind of just throw up everything that I put on there. To do it automatically. And I do know that not only, when it was all connected, not only was it a router, but also you can connect your printer to it. You can share that over that. I thought it was pretty cool. I'd be interested to see why they discontinued those.
They want to push everybody towards iCloud, which they pay for. You got to think about it. From a $200 device, or what did that retail at? Whatever that retailed at, it went from being retailed at this to now I'm locked in at, I think I paid $29 a month for the family plan on Apple.
Yeah.
And that's just me, right? We're talking about people all over the U.S.
Yep.
So, and not even the U.S., just all over in general.
First gen, early 2008, original price was $299. Fourth gen, mid 2011, it was $299.
Yeah.
It went from single band to dual band.
Right.
And then no guest networking to guest networking, of course. But that came with, in wireless and B wireless and everything else that they have now. But yeah, that was just out of curiosity why they would stop that. I get that with the whole cloud thing, and everybody uses cell service now with everything and Wi-Fi. But yeah, I would like for them to bring that back.
I would love for them to come out with something like that again, because I think there's a lot of people that don't want to pay for the cloud, and they should have the option to do something different.
Yeah. And
Which they do, but you just have to have the whole ecosystem.
Eventually, and it's not for everybody, but like large media scale, I have to go to something like a NAS, where I keep a bunch of, SSDs, on a port and every time I connect to the computer. But it was just nice connecting to the network and letting it go.
And it did it automatically just like iCloud would. It's like having iCloud, but it's at your house.
Yep. Yeah, and it's a physical copy.
Yes.
You could literally
take off and plug it in your computer, or you could do whatever, sell it. I mean,
but
sell it.
I get it. That was the day when we used iTunes and everything else too, when you had to plug your phone into
iTunes. I remember going and like actually downloading the music the day it came out, because you had to download it. Or remember when you had to pay 99 cents?
Or $1.29.
$1.29?
Yep.
Yeah, for that song.
Yep.
Like it wasn't, and you got to think
I still have a lot of that music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to think about how much Apple's changed, because now instead of paying $1.99 per song or $9.99 for the album, it's $10 a month and you get all the music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you're every single month.
I will say too, I'm a big avid fan of music videos. I feel like, because if you look up music videos, I have Apple Music. It's free through Verizon or whoever I have. But I pay for YouTube Premium because
I don't have that.
I listen to YouTube all day long. I like to listen to it. Yesterday I didn't know I was in my son's Gmail account for YouTube. I pressed a song, played it, searched it. I'm like, oh, it looks kind of weird. And there was no ad. I turned it off, thought I would keep playing. I'm like, this is bullcrap. I haven't had that in years.
Yeah. No, I have that all the time. I can't, even with our podcast, I go to like listen to it every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I have to have it open.
And I have stuff downloaded. So like when I'm on planes or like no service areas, I have so much music downloaded.
Yeah.
Now, I can't pull it off the phone, but it's downloaded already at like the lowest bit rate. But what I was saying was music videos. I'm a big fan of music videos. And I feel like Apple, they don't put hardly any of the artist music videos on there.
No.
At all. And I don't know what that is, those rights between.
I think there has to be something that there has to be a reason why.
Yeah.
Like it's not just these artists aren't uploading their videos, but like very rarely do you see the music video like behind the album cover type of deal.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, songs went from 99 cents to $1.29. Music videos were $1.99, and then albums were $9.99.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen that in a long time.
No, haven't seen it in a long time, and I don't obviously will never see it.
Now it's just Apple TV. I buy all my movies that I buy. Like if we're going to watch it over and over, I buy them through Apple TV.
Imagine this though. Okay, so the reason obviously Apple switched to subscriptions is the reason why everybody's switching to a subscription-based thing. It's guaranteed revenue practically every month. So imagine you have one person a year. This normal customer pays $10 a year to buy 10 songs or one album. Like genuinely, you might have bought more than that, but Morgan Wallen comes out with the album, you're paying $10.
Who's that?
Yikes.
Oh man. Really?
No.
Okay.
I was about to say, hold on.
He was with Little Dirk in that music video, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and Moneybagg
Broadway
Yo.
Girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was that Little Dirk or was it Moneybagg?
Little Dirk.
Little Dirk.
Oh, well, Moneybag's going to be at something in Alabama next year.
Yeah. See, I
That'd
listen
be
to country.
crazy.
I listen to Broadway Girls.
But imagine you're paying $10 for an album, and now you're hooked in for $10 a month,
right?
And it's all over the place. It's pretty insane how they were able to do that, and how things have changed to that in the past. I don't know, 5 years. I would say probably 5 years. Everything's subscription based. I'm not a Spotify. I don't have a Spotify. I hate Pandora.
I don't listen.
I don't like Pandora.
I guess
at all.
because I have.
Yeah.
YouTube.
I don't.
I'm
It
Apple
doesn't
Music.
work unless they've changed. And I have not used Pandora for a long time. But whenever I used to use Pandora, it was always search for a song, but you never get the song. You get the station.
Yep.
So it's not like I
I
can
do remember that.
listen for a specific song I want. I just get certain music that sounds similar to that song or that's in the same category as that song.
Right.
Yep.
So just if you want to listen to, I'll bring up Morgan Wallen again. It's not going to give you Morgan Wallen right then. It's going to give you, I don't know, Blake Shelton or something, and then it's going to go into
Right.
what you chose eventually, and you have a couple songs on there.
And I feel like YouTube maybe a little too good. It knows what I like, the genre I like, and the artists I like after like over time. Because I keep all that data in there. Because if I search for a song, it'll play that song, and then it starts a playlist on that song. It'll stick to literally every third song. Every third song is that artist, and it's songs that I like. You know what I mean?
Is that crazy?
Like because I've listened to
it's
it.
like
in my
your
past.
library.
Yeah, it literally is.
Now, do you like the songs? Like if you like,
Oh, I love them.
they have the. Well, I mean,
That's why I keep on finding new music. I'm like,
well, no. I'm saying when the song comes up, like Pandora used to have that.
oh, I do. Yeah,
When
I
you
like
can
it.
heart the song and say play more music like this
Yes.
type of deal.
Yeah. Because then it starts refreshing my feed.
Yep.
Over and over.
And then it's like it sort of understands after a little bit of time. It understands what you like, and then it goes from there.
Right.
If you're watching this right now, are you Apple Music, Spotify, or Pandora?
Yeah. Or YouTube.
Let us know. Or,
App- yeah,
or
so-
YouTube Music.
Apple Music, Spotify, or Pandora, YouTube Premium Music, right?
Yep.
What else is there?
Amazon.
Amazon Music.
Mm-hmm.
I've never even tested that.
I mean, like I have Amazon Prime. Like family bought it, like a year subscription
Yep.
or whatever, which is killer because, I don't get the delivery fees. But there's so much stuff in it, like Amazon Video. There's movies,
Yep.
there's music, but I don't listen to that stuff.
I do Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I had
my
the
family
channel
does
at
that
home,
too.
but I never go into it because there's ads.
Oh, there is ads. Yeah, I don't know why.
I lived through the '90s, and I don't want to watch commercials anymore.
Dude, they're bad.
I'm an adult now.
The only commercials I want to watch are in February on like the second
Super Bowl.
Sunday of the month or first Sunday of the month for Super Bowl. Those are the only ones worth watching.
Do you have cable TV?
I do not have cable TV.
I think my dad just canceled it. I think we're only streaming now.
I think
yeah.
YouTube
When
TV.
when the ball
Yeah,
drops, and
YouTube
when
TV.
Macy's Day Parade starts, dude, every single time I should think about it today. We scramble. I don't know what to do. I don't have a satellite on the back of my TV, so I'm like getting on YouTube. Last year we watched the Macy's Thanksgiving Day. This is funny. Last year we watched the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and it was like 45 minutes into it. It was somebody's feed. It was live, 3,200 people watching. I realized after it was ending, I was watching the Philadelphia Day Parade. I'm like, this is just a different view. Somebody's live camera. It's not the main Macy's, whatever. Nah, whatever.
No, that's funny. We were watching Yellowstone season 5 part 2 came out the other night. So
Yep.
I'm a big Yellowstone fan. I love Yellowstone. It came out and it was on Paramount.
Mhm.
So they have Paramount Network. They also have Paramount Plus. Well, I always scrambled at the last second. I'm like, yeah, we got it. Yeah, we got it. It ended up being on YouTube TV. But everywhere you search it, it said Paramount Network. But it was Paramount Network on a live channel on YouTube TV. So
So confusing.
I signed up for Paramount Plus the other night
right.
to watch this thing. 7-day free trial, which I should delete here soon. But I do that happens all the time.
Yeah.
HBO Max,
Yeah, I have that.
I think we have that right now just to watch Friends.
Really?
Mm.
I got it because all the DC stuff's on there.
Yeah.
New Penguin.
I have Disney Plus, Hulu.
Yeah. Well, so Disney Plus.
You get all of them. It's
Disney
more
Plus,
to
it
do
engulfed-
this.
It engulfed that.
Hulu.
Hulu and Disney Plus.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
the same.
ESPN Plus too. You can get it in bundles.
And I noticed too with Apple TV, I didn't bring my iPad, but when I bring Apple TV up to like go through the store, just on the iPad, on the left-hand side, it says Disney Plus, like Hulu, like
Yep.
they're engulfed inside of that too, within the app.
You know what's insane? Is that people think, well, if you're like me, you just subscribe to it and then you forget to
Yeah, yeah.
delete
same
it,
here.
right?
Yeah.
So you're really paying more
Yep.
than you would have for cable. Just give me cable back.
That's true.
Honestly.
Yeah, The Sopranos, nip tuck.
I mean, and I would say give me cable back, but let me navigate it how YouTube TV navigates.
Yeah.
So that's my problem with all of that.
I'd like to meet somebody who buys Apple TV, like Apple TV Premium,
Mm-hmm.
because
I have that.
because I will say, do you?
Yeah.
Because there's a couple shows I'll probably just
Ted Lasso.
crash on your couch because I want to see Greyhound. Is one of them. I really want to see a Tom Hanks movie, World War II submarine.
Mm-hmm.
But they're really good about it. They took big name actors.
Yep, and
they
they made
know what
movies.
they're doing.
Yep.
Made movies you can only see on there.
It's money.
Yeah.
They have it.
Yeah. Well, if my mom doesn't know by now after 20 some years I'm ripping Netflix, then she'll figure it out eventually.
The funny thing about Apple TV too, or Apple TV, like the movies and stuff that they have, you can tell when you're watching a movie that was made by Apple.
Yeah.
It's just like
It's crisp.
it's crisp. It's different.
Shot on iPhone 15 Pro
No,
Max.
it genuinely is. It's shot on something. It might be shot on the iPhone 20. We don't know that.
I think they're very particular about who actually conducts those movies. You
Yeah.
know, who directs
They're
those.
like specific.
The cinematography's killer.
It's like you're there. It's pretty crazy. So,
Well, yeah. But I think next episode we're going to have a special guest
absolutely.
in here.
Special
We're going to
guest.
start bringing on some people that work here, interview them,
Yep.
type of thing. So listen for 8 and 9 as they'll be coming out here the next couple of weeks, and we'll be pushing them further.
Yeah. For now, my name's Alex,
I'm Landon.
And I'm Jonathan.
and we'll see you guys later.
Talk to you soon.